This is a meeting with TiE Global Chairman, Ask Me Anything session. Join Mr. Murli Bukkapatnam, TiE Global Chairman, for an exclusive Ask Me Anything session where he shares insights on scaling businesses, navigating policy frameworks, and climbing the growth ladder. Whether you are a startup founder or a seasoned entrepreneur, this is your chance to get expert advice on building and sustaining long-term success. My friends, let's all welcome with a huge round of applause, Mr. Murli Bukkapatnam. And here, along with him, we have RJ GEET. We don't need any introductions. RJ GEET is, everybody knows her, 90.8 Capital FM and Doordarshan. Thank you so much. For you, GEET.
Thank you so very much. I have heard one line, and I think even in our classrooms, whatever situation we are facing, it's very important to ask questions. It's a saying, no ask, no get. जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं मिलता अगर हम सवाल नहीं पूछते. And सवाल पूछने वाला ना सिर्फ सबसे इंटेलिजेंट होता है बल्कि उसके बड़े सारे डाउट्स भी क्लियर होते हैं. So let's clear some doubts by asking questions to the one who is not only an entrepreneur, who is here with us as a mentor, as a teacher, as a guide, and as an example. कि सपने देखो, पाल पोस के उनको बड़ा करो और उनको अचीव करो. क्योंकि asking questions is a sign of intelligence and it increases our desire to learn. So I hope everybody is having their question ready. I would be a प्यासे कुएं के पास आते हैं, तो मैंने कहा था कि अभी बहुत से प्यासे आने वाले हैं, so that हम इस ये प्यास है बड़ी करुण के साथ वाली प्यास है बड़ी. So if we talk about him, obviously we will ask his journey, his life, his passion, his desire, his love for doing other things. Like I know that he loves teaching, but if we talk about him, he's an entrepreneur, innovator, mentor, teacher, and investor. And a founder. अपने आप में एक फाउंडर होना बहुत बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि वो बहुत से सपनों को उनकी जगह के साथ जोड़ता है. His company serves as an incubator for promising ideas, transforming them into active venture. From 2017 to 2019, you have launched 5 ventures. I think we have to clap to these ventures and his amazing journey. And his latest venture, Ahem, aims to bridge the talent gap in tech industry. They recruit and train and retain the ambitious individuals with a special focus on empowering women returning to their workforce. Sir, that's a very key factor. That's because we are celebrating Women's Day tomorrow. And a woman is when reading about something you have done for a woman, especially women entrepreneur. Trying to do. But when you are already in your mind, you're trying, that means it will happen soon. So I think more questions will be from the budding entrepreneurs. So I think me, RJ GEET, as a radio jockey and announcer, it's my privilege to meet you and to know about your journey just now. You will be, they will be asking many questions. I will be asking many questions because I would be joining them as an inquisitive kid, child, a person. So it's over to you, sir. Have a huge round of applause to Murli Bukkapatnam, sir. सर एक सवाल यहीं से.
आप इधर बैठ सकते हैं.
हाँ, इधर बैठ सकते हैं.
मैं पूरा सज-धज के आ गया हूँ.
सही, ऐसा मैं भी कह सकती हूँ. It takes a lot of courage to dream.
and then making it to a reality. सपने मैंने भी बहुत देखे हैं, हर रोज़ रात को देखे हैं, इनमें से भी सपने देखे होंगे. But how do you think doing something not only for yourself, for giving back to the society, you have some kind of intentions in your college days, or in later on your life you develop that idea?
मैं सच के अलावा कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा महावीर.
गीता तो नहीं है, गीत है तो
नहीं, मैं गीत के ऊपर प्रमाण करके बोल सकता हूँ, सच के अलावा कुछ नहीं हुआ. पिंकी प्रॉमिस, हर तरह की प्रॉमिस. नहीं, I think, see, we all are born with desire to give back. But the question is, when do we give back? At what time does that desire manifest is the question. See, TiE for me has played a very important role, and probably that is the reason it has manifested little earlier in my life. When I moved back to India in 2008, I was in US for 16 years. When I transitioned my journey from US to India, I had no friends of my own in the city of Hyderabad. Because see, that 16 years is a gap. Right after your college, or my college, I went to US. And all my friends were either in US or in Bangalore. Not what I call as friends in Hyderabad. And it so happened that I got into TiE Hyderabad, and I started as a regular charter member. Then I became involved in the membership committee, and in general I'm a guy who's little social, so I started heading the TiE socials, a unique concept where we would bring all the charter members once a month, no agenda, so Darupiyo and Najgao, right? And then let magic happen. See, when people meet without any agenda and the filters are down, right? That creates some kind of magic for individuals to know at an individual level. And TiE in general is supposed to be that. TiE is a catalytic organization. It is not an organization which is supposed to create MOUs. It is not an organization which is supposed to measure how many investments we do, but we are an organization which plays a catalytic role. So when I try to make that catalytic movement happen in Hyderabad chapter, I mean, a lot of magic happened, and then people said, Murli, you are, so and so, why don't you, take up more responsibilities? Then I became president-elect. I became the president in 2013-14 of the chapter. We did the largest event TiE Hyderabad had ever done at that point of time. So my journey continued, got onto the global board. I'm on my 6th year. Now, fortunately, God has given me the opportunity to be the chair of TiE Global Board of Trustees. So that's how it... So, yes, you do dream about becoming something. But at the same time, I think what we call as God, what we call as blessings, what we call as luck, they all play a role in whatever. I know it is a bit longer answer than what you asked for, but I thought I wanted to cover the whole gamut of things.
Because we had already promised them, ask me anything है, तो उनको लगेगा कि सारी बातें अगर हमने कर ली.
Absolutely. And this event, and Bhavin is here, this is the first time when I did it in Ahmedabad as a session. My whole idea is that TiE as an organization should be the organization for the entrepreneurs, right? Not an organization of some elite club or anything. Unless I address to the associate members, I address it to the entrepreneurs, whatever the question which you guys have, right? And if I am not honest with you guys, I can never be honest with myself, because I am an entrepreneur myself, and I would like to be true to myself first so that I can be true to all of you. So please do ask me anything. If I don't know, I don't know. But if I know, I will not hesitate to tell you the truth. And I did make a pinky promise. you know.
Yes. It's a saying, the smartest one in the room always asks question, and I think all the smartness is here in this room. But a question, जब तक सारे आप अपने सवाल सोच रहे हैं, what do you think, what if we have to define Murli Bukkapatnam USP, then how do you define it? बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है कभी कभी अपने आप को
Define
small शब्दों में बांधना, लेकिन I think it's meeting ourselves when we ask this question.
No, I think if you were to really pigeonhole me in one word, I guess the first word which comes to my mind is friend. So, I mean, anyone can be my friend, and I can be a friend to anyone. I'm friend to my kids, I'm friend to my wife, I'm friend to, Ajnabi, I'm friend to just anyone.
And in our radio jockey journey, हमें सबसे पहली चीज़ यही सिखाई गई थी. While speaking on radio, you just be friend. Do not be a preacher.
Correct.
Do not be a mentor. Just be a friend. क्योंकि क्या होता है, हम दोस्त से कोई भी बात खुल के करते हैं, हम दोस्त को मिस करते हैं, हम दोस्त को, और दोस्त हमें जज नहीं करता. So the best thing is develop a friendship. So it is very important जिसे ना सिर्फ हम अपने घर लेकर जाएं. Be a friend to your
Absolutely,
wife,
yes.
to your partner, to your kid. About their dreams, by talking about their desires, by talking about what they don't like, by explaining what they actually like.
But there is also a bit of a problem being a friend.
Okay. Or buddy.
And the problem is, friend always tells you the truth.
Truth.
He will tell you on your face that what is wrong with you or what is good with you. And only if you can take the good and the bad, be friends with someone. Otherwise, if you only want someone to just speak the good about you, सिर्फ तारीफ ही करना है, तो वो friend नहीं है.
Yes. So let's have a friendly and not so friendly conversation here.
So, Murli, my first question to you. Previously, what was happening when the people used to start an entrepreneurial journey? They keep on doing their good works, and people used to write about themselves, about them in the newspapers, magazine, or something, articles happens. Now, the time of social media, everybody has to be present on a social media, and LinkedIn is a profile where every entrepreneur or every businessman has to be there. So, do you think that today we have to brand ourselves if we are doing a good things? Because if others will not write for ourselves, then we have to write for ourselves.
I don't know whether you want to write for yourself, right? But presence on a social media platform like LinkedIn is an important aspect of for an entrepreneur to make sure that the existence of entrepreneur, right? And the products or services an entrepreneur is trying to, serve a particular underserved market reaches to whoever it is, right? But doesn't mean that you need to glorify yourself or glorify something else than what it is, right? Actually, I mean, you see a lot of LinkedIn profiles, right, where that guy might be an office assistant, not that that job is any lower, but he would glorify it such a way that his job description will be much higher than of a CEO, right? So that I have a problem. But otherwise, it is important to be present on the social media platform to tell about it. So yes, I highly recommend for all entrepreneurs and anyone to be on the social media and just say that I am here, I got an opportunity to discuss. Whatever we discuss, be honest about it.
So that means we have to marketize ourselves. It is very important.
Not market it, but talk about it.
Talk about it.
Say,
Only then we will be heard. कहेंगे
so
नहीं
I have a question.
हाँ.
Right, let me answer it. कभी हमारे जिंदगी में कोई रामायण को मार्केट किया है क्या? भगवद गीता को मार्केट किया है क्या?
ना.
No one. But that is the truth. Truth doesn't need to be marketed, but truth to be made aware of. if a particular startup, a particular entrepreneur is made aware of, right, the existence of that particular entrepreneur, then the magic happens. If you market it, right, when the puff, right, and the dust settle down, then it's all noise.
So taking first step is crucial and very difficult. So how do you, or what are your suggestions to any of those who are stepping in the journey of entrepreneurship and it is in their thought process, or the one who have taken their first step but they didn't get the desired result?
Roosevelt once said that the biggest fear of fear is fear itself. So if you can remove that fear, okay, you fail. What is the big deal about it? I mean, when you learn how to ride a bicycle, you would have fallen multiple times, right? But that didn't stop you from, riding the bicycle. But more than that, you went and bought the motorcycle, right? And you would have fallen motorcycle, you would have gotten into, accidents. But that doesn't stop you from the exhilaration that the acceleration of motorcycle creates. So if you start to enjoy the journey of entrepreneurship, the highs, you are never afraid of the lows. And as someone in the morning session, I think it's Miss Dolly Ahluwalia who said, without being low, you can never be high, right? So without falling from your motorcycle, you can never enjoy the revving up of the engine, right? That sound, the rev, that's the kick, right? It is not the Economic Times tabloid which you get, right? But the day you go and solve the problem, right? When you see in that the client's eyes, the happiness of the solution which you have provided, right? That is the joy. That is the rev of that engine, right?
I have a question here.
Yes.
So when we are guiding startups, we always say that don't do everything on your own. Have a team, build your team. But in a bootstrap startup, they are already struggling with the funds and they can't build a team. So it's a chicken and egg problem. What is your take on it, doing everything on your own or building a team first?
So building a team doesn't mean that you need to build a team from the day one, right? So you as a founder, you have an idea, right? And you are started, let's say you are a technical founder and you're trying to create a technical solution, you start coding, right? But when it becomes unbearable in a sense that you are working more than 16 hours a day for, let's say, 6 months straight, right? That is an unbearable thing. That is when you would add another person. But by then you would know who the other person you need to supplement you. That doesn't mean that you have to get that person from the day one when you're in the idea stage, right? But by that 6 months period, you would have figured out to have enough resources to get your idea to the stage where someone would believe in your idea and give you the enough resources to add that additional resource which you may need.
I have another subsequent
Please.
question. So, because you said technical, so it really hurts me. I'll tell you, I'm not a technical person. So, we have a lot of angel funds here and government departments, but everybody wants to pay a technical company or an AI startup. But when it comes to mental health and talking about soft skills, there is not much market, especially not investors for that.
Why? I mean, if your problem, your solution to a problem is real, right?
Yes.
It need not be a technical solution, right? And let us say that, I mean, speaking of mental health, right? Let us say you're a counselor, right? And today you are taking 6 patients a day, 6 sessions, right? And yours now, let's say your peak period is 9 sessions a day, right? After that, you are mentally exhausted. And let us say you do that for about 5 months or 6 months at a stretch. Then you say, man, I need to get someone else, a additional counselor who would work with me to develop this practice of counseling. And that's where you go about it, right? You don't need to add, resources or an additional counselor when you don't even know who you are or what is the counseling session which you're going to provide to the others. Only when you become of certain repute, when you build a brand for yourself that me going to, sorry, I didn't get your name. So
I'm Anuradha.
So if I go to Anuradha, my healing process is faster, my productivity jumps, and Anuradha doesn't judge me, and there's no prejudice of the problems which I am discussing with Anuradha. So I have created that brand. And now that Anuradha's maximum potential of 6 sessions per day is exhausted, and Anuradha has done that for a period of 6 months, now Anuradha can get. And by then Anuradha has enough resources to add one more counselor who could work with Anuradha to build the practice.
Fair enough. Thank you.
ऐसे लगता है दिमाग की बत्तियां जलनी शुरू हो गई. अरे हाँ, ये भी तो आइडिया था. Thank you.
Murli, when let's say if you start a business to business startup, and when you want to get customers, a lot of times these customers, you are speaking to the users of your product or services. So normally they are middle management or the users themselves. Correct. Now their job is to make sure that the solution they get in the company is going to survive for a period of time. And they ask you for credibility. They would ask you, have you served this kind of client? Have you served? What is the biggest amount of business you have done? All those kind of questions where your credibility is questioned because your startup journey is still very new. Those situations, what is your advice? How do you go about it?
No, that's a great question, Bhavin. So, but you do have a credibility before you even started. Let us say young startup, someone must have, let's say, graduated from Chitkara and just started something immediately, right? But his academic credentials and how he behaved in the college, right? How he were able to, be the best student, not from academic point of view, but took all the teachers along with him. All his teammates, classmates along with him, that speaks about his or her leadership qualities, and that could be the material in which there's a market to the potential client. Let us say you have come back from a professional and started a business. Whatever you have solved the problems as a team leader, as a project leader, or a senior architect or a software developer, those experiences will be related to your potential client and say, I am here to solve your problem. This is what I've done in my life. And I have all the credentials to solve that problem. And that's how you build your resume. And that's how you build your first client. It's not easy, but you should be able to convince that. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
My question is on personal branding, basically. Personal branding.
Okay.
So, आज के सोशल मीडिया के टाइम पे क्या होता है कि अगर हम पर्सनल ब्रांड की बात करें कि आपके सोशल मीडिया पे फॉलोअर्स देखे जाते हैं, आपके फेसबुक पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे कितने फॉलोअर्स है, यूट्यूब पे कितने सब्सक्राइबर है. व्हाट इज़ योर थॉट, इट इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ नंबर्स कि कितने फॉलोअर्स हैं, वो हमारा एक वहाँ पे ना ट्रैप भी फंसता है कि वी कैन परचेज दैट, तो वो उसका एक बहुत बढ़िया फॉलोअर हो गया. बट द पॉइंट, व्हाट डू यू थिंक ऑन द पर्सनल ब्रांड कि on the social media, how many people are connecting with you authentically, genuinely, or in terms of number?
Now the brand building is more about presence, a big, strong presence on digital media.
No. So I'm not on Insta, for example, right? I'm not on Facebook, right? But I believe that I have a personal brand. Murli Bukkapatnam is a brand to people who matters, right? So, and how does it matter? The people who I engage with, who are my key constituents with whom I engage. My key constituents are the entrepreneurs, right? Startup founders, right? Who anytime any founder as any entrepreneur has reached out to me on LinkedIn, there is not an instance where I have not responded to that particular individual, right? It would be very, very rare. If someone comes to my DM and says hi, probably I wouldn't respond. But if says, sir, hi, I have this question, I have this product, can you help me? I have this particular service, I've always responded. For me, that matters. It's not the number of followers I have or the people who I purchase or whatever. That's, whatever the number of years I've been on LinkedIn, I think I have nearly 9,000 followers. It's not a great number, but it's not a small number either. And it's all been built over, an organic manner. I've never had to do any social media push to do whatever is required to be done. So.
And plus on social media, you have to be disciplined. इस टाइम पे ये कंटेंट ऐसा डल रहा है और इतना ज़रूरी नहीं कि शुरू में आपको वो रिस्पॉन्स आएगा. You just be honest to your content. जैसे सर ने इनके आंसर दिया था कि you have to have your own thing. हाँ, उसके बाद चीज़ें अपने आप सामने दिखनी शुरू हो जाएंगी.
As long as you are authentic to yourself,
right?
To yourself. So then people will know, okay, if I go to, his page, I have a authentic. See, at the end of the day, we are all human beings. We want authentic.
In the age of AI, I have seen a lot of people कि उनका physical appearance पर्सनली अलग है, बट वो AI से ना अपने आप को इतना फिल्टर करते हैं, स्मार्ट डैशिंग पर्सनैलिटी. वाओ, व्हाट अ ग्रेट.
6 महीने चलेगा, साल चलेगा, उसके बाद नहीं चलेगा.
या ओके, ग्रेट, थैंक यू.
ऑथेंटिक चलेगा. मैम आप एक सवाल पूछ रहे थे. हाँ, यस, मस्ट. पीछे मैं बायस्ड हूँ थोड़ा लड़कियों को लेकर.
मी टू.
यस, इसीलिए ये पिंकी प्रॉमिस से पहले हो गया था ना सर. यस, यू आर डूइंग समथिंग फॉर वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर.
बट आई टेक मेन एंड वुमेन इक्वल.
रुलाओगी क्या?
No, we all consider.
कल Women's Day आज कह सकते हैं.
No, we all consider equal only, but everyone has their own biases. We cannot escape from the biases.
Yes, I am biased. I can say that.
Yeah.
So my question is that in most of the areas, like majority of the areas, if I'll talk about schools and colleges, they don't know about TiE, to be frank. So although they don't know how to use LinkedIn properly, so they don't know that what is LinkedIn. And since they have the mindset to be an entrepreneur or to be a businessman, but for example, I have seen many setups here new, and they also want to do the same, but how you can or you are thinking to reach those people?
Through you. So, I'm not being fictitious. I'm being very serious. So this particular session which we are creating, Ask Me Anything, this is a format which is intended to reach the constituents which you just mentioned. My entire thesis is that unless people like me, people who are the trustees, people who are the presidents, people who are the board members of the respective chapters, engage with the wannabe entrepreneurs, right? And tell them that they have nothing to be afraid of. They shouldn't be shy of asking any question. The only question which is stupid is the question which you don't ask, right? So if we can remove the barriers of asking questions, then I am reaching the constituents which you just mentioned, right? And I hope you are going to spread the message that there is an organization called TiE. There is an organization which is there to not to gloat about its success, but it is an organization which is willing to give back to the community of entrepreneurs. It is probably the only organization where the charter members pay a hefty annual fee to give back. I mean, I can tell you this much without any boasting, right? With a moment of pride. Almost 90% of our charter members would buy that cup of coffee to the other entrepreneur, when the other entrepreneur is the one who is thirsty of knowledge, who wants to understand how to build a company, how to raise capital, how to get a co-founder, how to go from one stage to another stage, right? Any such questions. So that charter member is not only spending his or her time, but is also buying a cup of coffee or a meal from their cost. So that is, for me, the genesis, the DNA of TiE. So hence, I want you to spread that message. Be my evangelical hero to do that missionary work.
Yeah, thank you. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Please introduce yourself first.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Shrey Gupta. I happen to run a small consulting firm, a market research consulting firm here in Mohali itself. So my question to you, Mr. Murli, is that, I have twofold questions. One is, nowadays, there's a lot of glamorization around, the tech-based startups. Right, so everything is tech. Now AI is another buzzword, right? And all the fancy evaluations, fundings, everything, most of them are oriented around tech, right? Just to put things in perspective, if we talk about all the speakers in all the panels over here, almost, if I'm not wrong, on a rough estimate basis, almost 70% would have some tech angle to it. That's my personal opinion. I may be wrong. No, there's nothing wrong about it. Obviously, that's the way the world is moving. But on ground, we as an economy, I don't come from a tech background, right? But I see the world, the way the world moves. It's majorly non-tech. बनिया का दुकान है, उसने कुछ सामान खरीदा, कुछ बेचा, ट्रेडिंग करा. It's non-tech. तो वो सब कुछ है. That's already there. अब ये, how do you see the world moving? How do you see the world integrating? Because एक तो वो ट्रांजिशन हो रहा है, बट वो ग्लैमराइजेशन इज ऑल टुवर्ड्स टेक. अभी वहाँ पर कॉलेजेस में जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं, कोर्सेज हैं, ऐसा तो नहीं कि सारे टेक बेस्ड हैं. So how do you see everything transitioning? That's the one part of question, tech versus non-tech. Maybe I'm not clear about my question, but I come from that perspective.
मैं समझ गया.
And then the second question is that, when you start your entrepreneurial journey, so you are not aware, you're not master of everything that you would want to do for your business. So for example, your social media marketing, and maybe all the tech tools that you need to have in your place, be it your website, your mobile app and everything. So the logical answer to that is that you rely on service providers. The problem nowadays is that every other guy, if I go out and look out in the market, every other guy is doing that, and they're projecting themselves that they're masters into it. So how do you kind of differentiate the ones who really know the knowledge and ones who are posing to know the knowledge? That's one. Second, is it essential for an entrepreneur to at least acquaint themselves with the basics of all these fundamentals, be it digital, be it tech, so that they can at least ask their service providers the right questions? कि भाई ये metrics हैं, इस पे करो नहीं करो. So these are the two questions.
Thank you, Shrey. With your permission, Gir.
No, sir, मेरे लिए long answer type question हो गया था. Thank you, Shrey.
The one, you said you are a traditional businessman. I come from a traditional business house. You use WhatsApp, and I'm sure you use WhatsApp to sell things. So of course you're using tech, right? So WhatsApp is a technology platform. You are using it. So it's no different than this thing. Now WhatsApp, when you use the data, let's say to 10,000 customers, you have enough data to build, and the intelligence of the platform kicks in, right? And that is your AI. So you are already part of the AI world. So whatever you are seeing, the 70% of the speakers talking about is how do you enable, how do you process that information, not necessarily how do you use it. So people like you and me, we could be the users, and people like, Bhavin, right? They will be the people who develop that technology, right? So the two different segments of this thing. Now, coming to your second question, yes, it is important for us to be there from a website point of view, from an app point of view, whether you're a traditional market. I mean, even a guy who sells cement these days would need to have an app or would need to have a website, need to be on the trading website and all that stuff. How do I differentiate between the noise and the signals, right? I'm sure, you enjoy a good biryani, right? But it could be vegetable biryani as well. You had a serious look. I didn't mean that you have to eat Hyderabad.
मैं vegetarian हूँ, मेरा look बिल्कुल serious नहीं था.
नहीं, आपका नहीं था, but श्रेय का था. So मैं जरा श्रेय परेशान हो गया था. So I'm from Hyderabad. हम तो खाते पीते वाले घर के है, I mean शहर के है. But so in all seriousness, unless we try 10 biryanis, you would not know which is the real good biryani, right? So unless you try 10 rasmalais, you would not know which is the good rasmalai, right? Maybe for you it's gulab jamun, right? But it is that matter of fact. So you do need to go through that trial and error method to figure out who is the right digital agency. And since you are sitting next to RP, probably RP can help you out with figuring out the right techniques to figure out which is the right do it. And the third question about do I need to know enough knowledge? Again, I'll go back to the biryani. So at least you should know the difference between the garam masala and aloo. I mean, Kolkata biryani, you put aloo, you need to know the difference. And Hyderabad biryani mein to, dal chini lagta hai. So you need to understand that flavors and to make sure that it suits your palate, right? So that basic knowledge you should have. Otherwise, you might get confused between the Talisari biryani versus Hyderabadi biryani. So that's the challenge.
Thank God they had lunch. Otherwise, all gulab jamun, rasmalai and biryani.
No, it's all for Shrey, not for me.
Shrey, thank you so very much. आपकी वजह से बिरयानी का जिक्र हो गया. ये other question?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my name is Anuj. So I'm running a consulting firm from last 6 to 7 years. So we are in the service industry, right? And now we are shifting our interest to the product side.
When you said this service industry, what does this mean?
No. We are in the custom software development.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
now we are shifting our interest to the tech product in AI side. But what I found, we don't have such ecosystem in Murali, Chandigarh, in this Tri-City, and हम काफ़ी लंबे टाइम से सुनते आ रहे हैं कि Bangalore has a very good ecosystem, and when I'm talking to the people in those are running their businesses in Bangalore, और उनका थोड़ा mindset अलग है. They are thinking always about the problems and solutions, right? So what you will suggest, how we can make that kind of ecosystem? So maybe we can proudly say, after maybe 2 years, we have those kind. I mean, we have a very similar to the ecosystem that running in the Bangalore.
Anuj, you said, right?
Yes.
So Anuj, I don't know whether you heard my welcome address this morning.
No, I missed it.
10 years before, Mohali and Chandigarh, right, was not known for entrepreneurial ecosystem or not known for technology, not known for... This is the rice bowl of India, right? It was an agriculture state. But today, you have one of the largest business schools, right? ISB campuses here, right? Along with that, you have Plaksha, you have Chitkara, right? Many educational institutions are there, right? So the things, what has happened, for what is ecosystem, right? Ecosystem for me is skills, availability of the skills. So if you look at, you want flies to come in, you need to put jaggery. Gur ke paas to makiyan aati hai, right? So that ecosystem is makiyan. But pehla to gur rakhna chahiye na. So that takes time. And today, I do believe that in this particular part of the world, Chandigarh, Mohali, in that area, there is a amount of sugar which is available in the form of talent, right? Because of the institutions which have come about here, and because of the companies which have, come into existence, right? And people like you, right? You have taken the step of creating the company here. You did not go to Bangalore, you did not come to Hyderabad and start your company. You started it here. And many of my Thai friends from Chandigarh have started their journeys here. They created companies and have thousands of employees here. So it takes time, and the only differentiator for any ecosystem is the time. And you can accelerate that by many entrepreneurs, through this message. If 10 other people get inspired and start their companies, even if it could be a 5-people company, that is a 50 new entrepreneurs coming into existence. So that's how you create an ecosystem. Okay. Hope.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. The another thing is, I was talking about the incubators, right? So I don't think so. I know, in colleges, they are running their own incubators, but I don't think so in Tri-City there is any organization who's running the incubator. So where we can train young mindset, how they can build their own products. They can think about the problems and they can, after that, they can make some solution on it.
I mean, I cannot comment it because I don't know enough about the incubator ecosystem here in the tri-state. I have to go with your word. But again, I think like any other buzzword in India, the incubator and accelerators have got mixed up quite badly in India, right? So I come from a city which claims to run the largest incubator, but in my view, in my book, that is not the case, right? So incubator is for me, Stanford University, right, runs one of the largest and the best incubation mechanism, right? So that's the kind of ecosystem one should exist. I don't think it is there yet. It is just.
We have ICER and IIM Punjab, Startup Punjab, they have their incubators. ISP also has an incubator.
Yeah, I agree. All the colleges are running.
So he did mention the colleges.
These are not specifically for the colleges. Like a lot of startups that are here are at Startup Punjab and ICER and ISP.
RP, you want to say something?
I think you want to add about how TiE is trying to help that.
Why don't you say, yeah.
So I think TiE has a program called TiE, which is a university program where we're trying to encourage university entrepreneurs to start companies. It's a 6-month program for the universities where a lot of people like Murali and myself and others who will come to actually mentor the companies through this process, and there are classes and then trying to encourage and teach people how companies are formed, how to do basic customer discovery, how to sell, how to market. And then it finally ends up in TiE Global this year in December, where you have a finals, where some of the startups will reach the finals. And we have a program both for starting companies where there is not yet a revenue, and then there is another program we have created for startups that are some revenue, where it is the master's student or students who have at least one student who is active, and then maybe 1 or 2 co-founders who may be outside, who went through the university 2 years ago. So that program is in place. That's one of the things, Murali has initiated, which both myself and Harith over here, we're trying to run it globally.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you so very much.
And that is Ravindra Paul Singh from TiE Silicon Valley. He's a charter member from Silicon Valley. He's the co-chair for TiE University. He has flown in from Silicon Valley to be part of this. So please, whoever,
Thank
please
you so very much.
exchange your
Thank
cards, this thing, with RP and try to get the knowledge here. So this is what TiE does. We are a catalyst.
Yes.
Yeah, we play that role.
Sir,
yeah, sorry.
I joined TiE in 2018 in this hall only that I first came, Chenab 2 and 3. So my turnover was around 20-30 lakhs. We run a banking institute where we train graduates and help them to get a job in a bank.
Okay.
So, but it was not profitable. It was into losses. So locally 2-3 people told me that we will help you to grow business, and they saw my business idea and they started their own, and nobody lended me the money. But after COVID, we were quite profitable. Now we have around, last year it was around 12 CR of business we did, and good profit business we are. So now so whatever I am today is because of TiE only. I learned a lot here in this forum only. I met you in TGS Hyderabad also once, I think 2-3 years back.
Yeah, 2022.
2022,
yes. Yeah.
Beautiful story, sir.
I don't think I played any role in you this thing, but
the thing is, sir, now big companies like Physics Wala and some big other brands of edtech are approaching me to sell my business, and they are giving me a good money initially, but then valuation is very high. Like they are saying that you are valued at 50 CR, but you will get 5 CR as of now. You have to work with us for next 3 years on some salary of 5 lakhs a month, but I don't want to sell off. But sometimes I feel that if I had some more money, I should have a one college campus where now banks are giving me some more mandates. It should be a 4 months or a 6 months residential training program. So recently we have leased out with some university only. So should I go for a venture capitalist where I should have some more money and have more intellectual minds and some IT or something, or should I build it organically, what I am building it for last 9-10 years?
I didn't get your name.
Gursimran Singh Oberoi.
Gursimran.
Gursimran.
Gursimran, first and foremost, what a fantastic story. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right? No, it is, and I don't know if any of us played any kind of role in your success, and I think the credit must go to yourself. I think you persevered, you performed, and you ensured that you crossed those obstacles which came your way, right? Now, coming to answering that question, whether you should take the venture money, that's a very individual and a prescriptive medicine, right? It's like going to a doctor, right? Unless the doctor knows your entire medical history, he won't be able to, just by looking at it, clinically cannot prescribe the problem. But what I would, and it's fortuitous that Bhavin is sitting here. Bhavin runs a company in the same advisory area. Why don't, after this session, why don't you spend 5-10 minutes? Bhavin, may I request you to spend like about 10 minutes with him and understand where he is in his journey and advise him properly, of course free of charge. And today coffee is also, you don't have to buy the coffee. Coffee is also
Yes, you
available.
have done a promise.
Yeah, so I think Gursimran, and I'm also there, whatever help I can do, more than happy to do.
Well, I think that is only my mindset problem, okay, whether I should go.
नहीं, ये तो हर entrepreneur का problem होता है, because they always get confused, right? Because it is a good problem to have, and it is a great problem to solve, right? I'm sure many, not just in this room, if you go to the main hall also, there will be about 80% of the people who would kill themselves to be in your shoes, right? I mean, where you are running a 12 crore annual revenue business with a decent profits, and now have a few of the companies lined up to acquire you. And see, there's all about negotiations, right? I mean, again, in one of the panels, someone was talking about the most essential skill one should have is the art of negotiation, right? And probably that we can help you think through the process, and that is where probably TiE can help you. How do you think and do a self-discovery of your own journey? We might not travel with you, but we'll be definitely able to enable you to travel that journey.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
In fact, आपकी जर्नी से मुझे लगता है कि किसी के unsaid जो थॉट्स हैं, क्वेश्चंस है, उसका आंसर मिल गया. और मेरे दिमाग में एक बात आई, कुछ लाइंस हैं कि रख हौसला वो मंजर भी आएगा, प्यासे के पास चलकर समंदर भी आएगा, थक कर ना बैठ मुसाफिर, मंजिल भी मिलेगी और मिलने का मज़ा भी आएगा.
अरे वाह 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 वाह.
मतलब इस डिस्कशन में हमें और भी बहुत सी स्टोरीज, a great learning, and it is giving us goosebumps. Many stories we are going to
That is the whole idea.
Yes.
This is the whole idea of this AMA. So, to get more goosebumps.
Yes. Sir, please talk about, before we'll take one question. He has one question. I just want to know more about Ahem. And one question is regarding Ahem. तो या तो हम पहले उधर से सवाल ले लें, फिर उसके बाद
पहले उधर ले लेते हैं.
पहले उधर. अरे हाँ, इनके साथ तो मेरी आंखों इशारा हो गया था.
That is Talasari biryani lady.
He meant Talasheri biryani for me only.
Oh, sir, मेरा vision थोड़ा इधर ही था ना.
Hi Murli. So my question to you is, being the TiE Global Chairman, what would be the 5 milestones you would love to achieve in this journey? Yeah.
यही वाली रील वायरल होएगी.
I'm sharp.
5 key points.
I deliberately thought I'll do this last.
I hope it is not the last, because
Yeah, but you can record and send me.
इन्हीं को ले लेना है ना.
I don't know if I can achieve all the
Question क्या था?
milestones, to be honest.
But still, your vision.
Yeah, one, governance, right? And I'm lucky to have 10 other people on the global board who sees the governance as the most important fundamental structure for the organization to thrive. See, once we are very particular about how we run the organization and apply the standards of governance equanimously across all the chapters, every chapter will thrive, right? One. Second thing, I would like to see that every chapter enables the charter member and the associate member or the entrepreneur ratio. There is a prescription of 1:5. That means for every one charter member, if there could be 5 associate members or entrepreneurs in that ecosystem, paying or non-paying doesn't matter, then that ecosystem is thriving. Going back to Anuja's question, right? How do we build that ecosystem? And the way TiE does it by that 1:5 ratio. 3, enablement of our global programs. As RP was mentioning, the TiE University, TiE Women, TYE, TiE Angels, and TiE Nurture are the 5 global programs which TiE runs. I would like to see, we are today 63 chapters. Can I enable at least 50 plus chapters to participate in all these 5 global programs? See, the remaining chapters for wherever they are in their journey may or may not be able to participate, but can we have that robust ecosystem of participation of those, this thing. And the last but not the least is that can I enable, right, existence of about 100 chapters. Today we are 63 chapters, and it could be spoke chapters, across the districts. See, for example, today in Bangalore, in Karnataka, we have opportunity to open Gulbarga. We have opportunities to open in Rajkot. We have opportunity to open in Ludhiana. So these all could be spoke chapters. So including with all the spoke chapters, can we be 100 chapter community overall, right? So that's in broad, my top 5 priorities or the visions for as the chair of the TiE Global Board of Trustees would be.
Great answer. I have one more question. So I'm a diversity evangelist as well. So definitely we have TiE Women. I'm one of the winners of TiE Women also. But from my understanding of being, I'm also a startup mentor. So I've seen TiE 3, TiE 4 cities. They don't get that kind of outreach or that kind of connections. Would TiE would TiE come up with any kind of approach where these women who are in rurals or suburbs, where some kind of channel can be created, wherein, because I had a question from one of my mentees in Rajasthan actually, somewhere rural, like she connected me via LinkedIn. She asked me specifically about T-Hub. So I was not the right person to give an answer. Since we got an opportunity, I thought I might shoot this question.
Yeah, TiE is trying to reach, in fact, the focus, as I said, the focus this year, we would want it to be tier 3 and tier 4, right? There's so much opportunity, right, for Bharat to create in India. And similarly, cities like Idaho, in US, right? Chapters like Berlin, right? Which from a traditional sense might not be a tier 3 or tier 4, but from a TiE point of view, right? These are the ecosystems which are not known for entrepreneurs. Can we create it, right? We will be in Estonia, one of the largest or the best innovative cities of the countries which are happening. We're going to be in Tallinn, see if we can learn a thing or two and bring that knowledge across all the communities. So yes, the focus is trying to create. So TiE, as a historical point of view, was created to serve the underserved markets, right? 33 years ago, the Indian diaspora was underserved entrepreneurial market, and we served that market. Today, if you look at it in India perspective, the tier 3 and tier 4 are underserved. From a US point of view, in the cities like Idaho or Roanoke in Virginia are the underserved. Can we go there and serve the entrepreneurs from that community? And that is where we are working towards it.
My last question is: Hyderabadi biryani good or Talsheri biryani good?
100% Hyderabadi biryani.
I don't agree.
That's my view. You asked me my question, so my answer has to be mine.
Perspectives. Thank you so much, Murli. It was actually, you gave the right answers. Thank you.
I don't know right or wrong. That's my opinion. So I hope.
So Women's Day is coming. So इनकी बात मान लेते हैं. Thank you.
वैसे भी वो मान लेते हैं, जल्दी मान लेते हैं.
नाम मानने का कोई option नहीं है. So, but whether she's a good dancer.
Areva,
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Two things, Hyderabadi biryani and she's a good dancer. And a
Compromise.
story and a few questions. बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं यहाँ से ले जाने के लिए. Yes, sir. Ma'am, हाँ, sir.
Hey, hi. I am an entrepreneur from here, from Chandigarh. We are actually doing something very unique in India. It's a mixture of advertising and aviation called aerial advertising. So we advertise in the sky using an aircraft, and you can pull a big banner, the same thing which is being going on in the US.
Correct.
So we actually got the rules written for it also in India and got passed from the government. Now actually we're in looking for investment to get, basically the company owns an aircraft. We just have to get it overhauled. So for that we are actually going and talking to investors. So whenever this is like, I know what I answer to the investor, but like they always ask that why is it that nobody else is doing something what you're doing? Like why is it so unique? So I just want to know like what I can say something as a reply or this thing, because I know what I answer, but I just thought maybe just.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Aman Dhillon.
So Aman, it is not about uniqueness at all. Yeah, there is no such thing as uniqueness in my view, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about execution.
Right.
Can you execute it better than any other guy? And I think you already executed, you have shown the execution by bringing the policy changes,
Yes.
which no other aviation player were able to do it. And so you proved, so that is one, already you are one up in the game, right? If you and I were playing the game, you are one, I am zero, right? And that is an answer which you should be able to give to any prospective investor into your business, saying that in this particular business, so I would not start my pitch saying that I'm unique. For me, that is a big turnoff.
Okay.
Right? But I would say that, we have executed better than any other player in this business, and we are able to get the policies in favor of this industries, and you have done it on your own. For me, that is a lot more stronger selling point, and if I were in your shoes, that is what I would go to the market with.
Thank you. We've done it before with different companies like Nokia, Mahindra, even BMW, even Hyderabad we've done actually.
Okay.
We've flown over there. We did 3 cities for them. But now we are just actually in this whole process of...
No, I mean, this is how I would do it.
Okay.
So, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other question?
Great.
Sir, please tell us about Ahem. That would be the last question.
I think she's waiting for us to be out of the stage. So
No, she's very gentle, nice.
We are enjoying
pretty girl.
this. Yeah.
So Ahem was means boundless or unlimited, and we wanted to create an unlimited opportunity for engineering talent and not software development talent. We always feel that India is a market for cost arbitration, and I did not want my company to be branded for the cost arbitration per se. But can I compete with the same talent which exists in Silicon Valley, which exists in Israel, right? Which exists in the engineering aspects of any technology solution? Can I be a counterpart to them without cost arbitration as a key factor? So if I want to create 100 software engineers, and I might not have the 100 software engineers in US, but can I give them 50 from my side at the same talent level? And that is how the Ahem was born. And to your second aspect of it, when I said 50% of India's GDP is still not working, and that is the women workforce. Many of the, I come from a family, what I would call as a middle class family. My dad was a professor. My mother is a homemaker. And I know how my mom managed our household. I don't think there could be any better entrepreneur in the execution than my mom.
Because there is always a story behind something.
Yeah,
So this is your story.
Yeah. So she ran 2 businesses and still maintained the household, and got all of us a decent education. So if such women can be brought into workforce, and I always felt that women are always the best administrators, and this is not something which I'm telling now because I'm sitting next to GEET. This is a view which I held even when I was in 10th grade. Even in my debates in school, I argued on 2 points. One, India should not have income tax. Two, women are the best administrators. And I still hold that view. Nothing has deferred me from that. Given that being my bias, right, why not many women be brought back into the professional side of the thing? So AHEM is trying to take a step and say, if any woman who has not been in the workforce and want to be that engineering talent, we will provide the tools and mechanism to make it happen. So there's no social ambition, it is more of a selfish reason.
And मुझे लगता है कि इससे खूबसूरत एंड नहीं हो सकता इस कॉन्वर्सेशन का. इनफैक्ट इट्स अ जर्नी. किसी और अच्छे दिन ज़रूर मिलेंगे. आई ऑलवेज से दैट. वाई टू स्टॉप? द जर्नी इज़ मोर ब्यूटिफुल. डेस्टिनेशन तो सबकी एक ही है. सो आई जस्ट वांट टू से कि किसी ने एक ख़ास बात मुझसे बोली थी कि अच्छे लोग कैसे होते हैं, अच्छे लोग, गुड ह्यूमन बींग्स कैसे होते हैं. तो दूसरे ने जवाब दिया, आप खुद बन जाओ, शायद किसी की तलाश आपसे मिलकर पूरी हो जाएगी. ये कॉन्वर्सेशन में मुझे कहीं नहीं लगा कि हम TiE ग्लोबल के चेयरमैन मुरली बुक्कापट्टनम से बात कर रहे हैं. ऐसा लगा कि जैसे it's a family conversation, it's a friendly conversation.
Thank you, Geet. And I must say that this is the first time a celebrity is having a conversation with me. So I am indeed honored. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you have a fantastic, radiant smile. I couldn't have asked for any better person to do this. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. I'm a Krishna devotee and your name is Murli. Automatically, he has given me
I'm
the
a
best
Murli
gift.
Krishna for all obvious reasons.
Oh, that's so nice.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Murli. Geet, amazing session, and the vibrance you have created is unmatchable. Really, wonderful. We would.
Because of him,
Yes.
because of the lovely questions and audience, and
Absolutely.
because of you, everyone played a
Sama band gaya, matlab maza aa gaya.
कहानी अच्छी बनी है.
Wonderful. We would like to felicitate. So, Geet, please do the honors.
It will at least do a better picture here.
हाँ, चलो. मेरे फोन में भी ले लो दोस्तों.
गीत मैं अपने फोन से ले लेती हूँ.
हाँ, ले लेगा.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so very
No,
much.
pleasure is mine. Thank you.
बहुत मजा आया. अभी रुको.
नहीं, रुको. Let me do it. I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
She wanted to give it, but
No, I want you to give it to her. I'll see the picture.
आंखों की भाषा भी समझ में नहीं.
अब मैं आंखों की भाषा समझ के साइड हो लूँ.
Thank you. बहुत अच्छा.
Great conversation, and the first answer was the best answer.
And which was?
Friend.
Friend.
That's
Geet
what.
किया सर उसने
वो philosophy that.